Hey, it's Joe Sanok. And guess what? Our Level Up Week in March was a huge success. And we're so excited to bring it back from September 18th to 21st. Now, you might be asking, what's in it for me? Well, let me break down why this event is tailor made specifically for you. Are you a new therapist looking to start a practice? We've got insights tailored just for you, like the solo practice panel and Q&A. Maybe you're a seasoned professional wanting to grow a little bit. Learn from experts in the field on topics like growing a group practice and keys to successfully accepting insurance in your practice. Do you want to harness technology for your practice's advantages? Well, don't miss the 5 IT things you have to master. And that's just the beginning. We have over 20 webinars, all designed to help you level up your private practice no matter what stage you're at. Plus, it's all entirely free. So why Level Up Week? Because we provide you with practical, actionable strategies from top leaders in the field. You'll gain tools to elevate your practice, expand your knowledge, and engage with a community of like-minded professionals. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Register now at practiceofthepractice.com/level up and take the next step in your private practice journey. I can't wait to see you there. This is the Practice of the Practice podcast with Joe Sanok, session number 909. I'm Joe Sanok, your host, and welcome to the Practice of the Practice podcast. I sure hope that you have been hanging out with us at Level Up Week. This week, we have done over 20 webinars to just help you level up in a variety of ways. On Monday, we had discussions on the Enneagram, marketing in private practice. We had a solo practice panel. We had the 5 IT things you have to master. On Tuesday, we had our group practice boss meeting and starting a group practice panel. Yesterday, we talked all about expertise in growing a group practice. And today, if you are listening to this podcast first thing at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we have how to create and sell e-courses and create more passive income. Later today, we have setting your KPIs, your key performance indicators, and creating a dashboard with Latoya Smith. And we are going to be covering so many different things. Actually, on Monday, on the 25th, we haven't set the time for it at the time of this recording, but it's going to be available over at practiceofthepractice.com/level up. We're going to be doing Q&As. I'm going to be specifically hosting these for those of you that are thinking about joining our membership communities. And so our membership communities, again, are Next Level Practice, which is aimed at people in solo practice, Group Practice Launch, if you're going from solo to adding your first employee, Group Practice Boss if you already have a group practice, and then Audience Building Academy if you're building audiences so that you can particularly start an e-course, membership community, write a book, do public speaking, all of that. So if you're unsure, you can head on over to practiceofthepractice.com/level up, and you can sign up for that Q&A with me to figure out which community would be the best fit for you. This community for you is the best way to optimize your time. We are so past the information age and we are in the implementation age. We want to help you implement faster, fill up your practice faster, to get where you're going and to spend time on the things that really matter. So we don't want you to be spending hours and hours just wondering if you're doing it right. We want you to be spending that time on actually doing it right. And so again, these memberships only open twice a year. The next time they're opening is in March of 2024. So you're going to want to jump into one of those communities now so that you can have that support and come ask some questions. We want to make sure that it's a good fit for you. That's going to be on Monday, September 25th, 2023. And speaking of filling up your practice, I am crazy excited to hang out with Sharon Park today. Sharon is going to be talking all about Google Ads to fill up your practice and is an early Google employee turned CEO of Sage Digi. She and her fellow Sages deploy their mastery of online ad technology to grow brands from village size to city size. Sharon, welcome to the Practice of the Practice podcast.
Thank you so much for having me on. What an honor.
Oh, I am so excited to have you on during Level Up Week. It just seems like this is just such an amazing opportunity to level up. And actually, our Tuesday episode that I, literally recorded right before you today, Christine Lee was a Google employee as well. So it's
I
a
feel like
Google
I know
Employee Week.
her.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
She
I know
started.
Christine.
Oh my gosh, she started this out of network benefits company to help people bill their insurance, and I mean it's awesome. Two Google folks in 1 week.
Fantastic.
Well, let's dive into. I mean, I love hearing why people. I mean, really, why people left Google. But why you left Google to start this kind of company, to jump into this kind of work.
Sure. Google's a very exciting place, and they have a glittering allure. I think their brand perceives them like what working at Google, is it really like that movie, The Intern? It is. But having spent 10 years there, I really felt a deep calling to go out and build my own business. And
Yeah.
it was just time. It was time. I had saved enough money. I had acquired enough knowledge, and it was going to be now or never. There is a time in everyone's life where you can handle some instability and try a new venture. And so I just felt it was time. And the company was so mature. When I joined the company, I think there were like 15,000 employees, and when I left, there were 300,000 employees and contractors. And so it
Wow.
had just transformed. And I like working with people that I know, but I was just on calls with people in Asia and Europe, and I didn't know any of them. It had changed. So it was time.
Yeah, and then as you started your branding business and your marketing business, did you have a lot of different ideas, or was that just something that you knew like this is what I want to do from the get go?
I honestly thought that I would just piddle around and try it out for a year and then go back to work for a massive company like Apple or Amazon or something like that, because it's all I really knew. But after I thought, okay, let's try it for a year, see how it goes. I'll invest $100,000 into starting a business. And then once that money gets low, I'll go back to work. But within months, we were driving profits.
Mm,
And I
dang.
had this feeling, I'm like, oh, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But still, that fear and doubt was always there. It's still here. I'm in 17 years into advertising. It's still here. What if Google Ads disappears? But, it's just about staying positive. First year, we turned a pretty good profit. Second year, it doubled. Third year, it tripled. So during the pandemic was the biggest growth factor for our business because people could not market otherwise. We are not seeing each other face to face. So you have to build an online presence, which is what we do.
Wow. Well, let's start with what are some of the bedrock things that people need to have in order in their website, in their business, before they even consider Google Ads? Or maybe you would throw that question out the window and say, consider
No,
Google
that's a
Ads right
wonderful
now.
question. That's a
Yeah.
wonderful question. There's a lot you could do before spending money on ads. And the first is making sure that the landing page, the website you're taking people to, it's very clear. What do you offer? What is the value here? And it's so easy to overthink it. But like in your business, people want to see you eye to eye. You're going to take them down into levels of their emotional past. So they have to know, like, is this person someone I can connect with? And your landing page has got to say that. I would recommend a 30-second video of you talking about why you're in the business you're in is enough. And don't overthink it. Like, don't hire a film agency. Don't hire like a very expensive web developer to do this. You could do it yourself. Take 5 or 6 takes, maybe 10 takes, choose the best one and put it there. And then a little bit of a description how you like to do your work. Sometimes when I go to therapist websites, there's a laundry list of degrees, certifications, and topics or specialties. But it's sometimes I'm just looking for someone who specializes in what I need. So I guess it's a long way to say, can you make it brief? Like the different types of conditions you treat or the different types of patients that you work with. So it's clear, like, yes, this person does what I need, whether it's
Mm.
couples counseling, for family counseling, someone who specializes in children, trauma, panic. Like, we're just looking for that person. Like, is this the right person for me? And so I hope that's helpful. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Now, how important is it to have a individual page for each of those issues versus having one that kind of is a catch-all? So I'm thinking, some therapists do marriage counseling, other therapists do, relationship counseling as someone's getting divorced, some do, also play therapy. Is it important to have one page that captures all of that if you're looking at doing Google Ads eventually, or is it better to have segmented, like here's the marriage therapy page and here's the post affair therapy page? Like,
Yeah,
how important is it to segment that out?
great question. It's very important. It's very important because the term that someone is searching for should be the most prominent topic on the page they go to. Otherwise, they're going to bounce. That's like they're going to hit that back button and keep searching. And
Mhm.
the internet is a collection, the biggest collection of people with ADD in the world. Okay, so anything shiny, a squirrel might run by. Anything shiny, people will leave your page. So it's got to be obvious. If I searched for, what were your examples? Your examples were like post affair therapy for couples or something like this. That's got to be the very top of the page.
Mm. So then, what other things on a website with branding, with your business avatar, do people need to be thinking through before they even enter into the Google Ads world?
Well, it's a content based business, right? By content, I mean videos, images, blogs, and descriptions about what you do. All content needs search engine optimization. Like, are these the words I'm using, are these words that talk to Google or not? Otherwise, they're kind of wasted words. So some free tools like Wix offers free SEO. So there's a little tool that can help you go through it. A simple YouTube video can help. But don't forget that last step. Building your own website is a Herculean task. And so why not spend another hour on the search engine optimization? Make sure your URL contains the most important term, like best therapist near me. Like your URL should be, you know, joe.com/best therapist near me. Like it's got to match up with
Mm.
what people are looking for.
So that still is something that even with Google SEO, like that having that kind of forward slash B keywords, like that's
Mhm.
important to still have be a part of your strategy.
Yeah, and the thing to remember is Google's a machine. Machines speak in machine. They don't speak in our rhetoric. So speak the machine. Like it's got to be very structured. So your URL, the headline on your landing page, the content, it should all align.
Mm. Okay. So once you have that done, are there any other things that you would want people to do before they even consider Google Ads?
Yes. Take a quick look at finances because Google ads are happy to take your money. So take a quick look at
Tell
your
me about it. Let,
finances.
let me
Yeah.
just tell you, I did a Google ad campaign for 3 months earlier in the year, and I clicked the wrong button. And instead of just doing the keywords, it did this like broad scope, blah blah blah, and I spent
Oh
three
no.
thousand dollars extra that I did not intend to spend with zero results.
Oh no. Sometimes, rarely, if you write into customer support, they'll give you a one-time credit for a mistake.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So you
I
could
talked
try.
to them and they did not want to give
I'm
me a
so
credit.
sorry. I'm so
But
sorry.
I should have talked to you like back in December, but that's
Yeah.
okay. I learned what people won't click for $3,000.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness. So take a good look. I mean, if you're starting your practice, let's say, you're 25% full, you can, your schedule can take on quite a few more clients, then think about your budget. Maybe it's $50 a week, maybe it's $100 a week, but you got to create your daily budget. So maybe it's $10 a day that you want to spend for 30 days. That's quite an investment if you're a solopreneur, but you got to make that investment. So take a look at your finances, set your marketing budget up, and then run your Google ads using exact match or phrase match keywords. Don't ever use a broad match keyword
Mhm. And tell us why.
because broad match is the type of keyword that lets Google decide it. Google is deciding whether or not the search term is a match for you. But why give Google control over your wallet? You should control your own wallet through Exact Match, a much stricter match type that makes sure that the what someone is searching is what you want to pay for. For example, I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a coffee shop called Java Grinds, and then I do broad match Java. I want to run on that term because it's the name of my business. There is also Java the island. There's also Java the programming language. So you've given Google like the reins to decide whether or not someone's Java search is right for you. Whereas
Mm,
if you were Java Grinds hot coffee, exact match, or Java Grinds coffee shop, exact match, then you know you're not going to be wasting money on those other clicks.
mm. Every single phase of private practice has its own unique challenges and its own unique opportunities. Whether you're starting and growing a solo practice, getting a group practice going, whether you're already a group practice boss, or you want to go big and go national with the skills you have, every phase has its challenges. And doing that in community with people and learning from other folks and having that guidance is so, so important. That's why we have a membership community for every phase of practice. Next Level Practice is for solo practitioners to help you get organized, fill up your practice, and get that solo practice rocking. We have small groups, we have accountability partners, we have live events every single week, and also, if in the first 3 months, in the first 90 days, you're not satisfied, we have a 90-day money back guarantee. Next, we have Group Practice Launch. Group Practice Launch is a 6-month program specifically for you to launch a group practice. We have weekly meetings with that as well as guided courses, and you get full access to Next Level Practice. And you're guaranteed to hire someone in the first 6 months, or you get to go through it again for free. Next, we have Group Practice Boss. Group Practice Boss is for people that have group practices and want to continue to grow. All those ups and downs of having a group practice, of changing that mindset, being in community with other people, and getting that support from us. We, with that as well, have weekly meetings, and you get to come to Next Level Practice events as well. So that's 8 meetings a month that you could come to live to get extra help. Also, there's a 90-day money back guarantee. Lastly, we have Audience Building Academy. Audience Building Academy is specifically for people that are ready to level up and go national. Maybe you want to get a traditionally published book, have a podcast, launch some e-products and e-courses and scalable income. Audience Building Academy is specifically for you so that you can level up and go national. We'll walk you through exactly how you go from having a solo or a group practice to going national. We'll help you build your email list, get on podcasts, and really level up. So no matter what your phase is, we have a membership community for you. Over at practiceofthepractice.com/memberships, you can read all about them and sign up. This week and next week are the only weeks that they all are open until 2024, so you're not going to want to miss this. Go in there and decide which membership phase is for you and join today. Again, that's practiceofthepractice.com/memberships. All right, like take us more through the setup. If someone's just getting going, obviously it would be easier to like do a full on like video or visual walkthrough. But like, what should people be prepared to do when they're setting up their Google Ads account, and then when they're going into running quality ads? Like, would love to dive more into kind of some of these strategies you're talking about.
If you have the money, let someone else do it for you. Okay, so like go on Upwork or a freelance website or talk to a few different agencies. Some may specialize in your field, but if you can invest $1,000 in paying someone to set up your ads the right way, it is well worth it. You can even hire people hourly, like maybe 6, 7 hours to set up your Google Ads account. It is well worth the investment. But if you cannot make that investment, I would say choose 5 keywords, not more. 5 keywords that most directly address the audience that you're looking for. So, such as, let's say you practice EFT for couples. Like that should be your keyword exact match and restrict it to maybe a 15-mile radius of where you practice. Then you're showing ads. You have a smaller budget, so you're only showing ads in an area that makes sense to you, and then take it from there. Your ad copy is important too. So, talk about what licensing you have, talk about your experience, and talk about what the process is. Click here to do what? Click here to set up a discovery call. Click here to set up a 20-minute info call, something like that.
Hmm. Awesome. So then when we start thinking about the specific strategy of where they should be focusing in, like what do we need to be looking at on a regular basis with the Google ads? How do we know what's working, what's not working? How do we track it? Like what are strategies around all of that?
Yeah, that's we're getting into advanced strategies here.
We really are.
I would check it every day. If it was my wallet, I would check it every day, but not make too many changes. But I just got to look like, am I spending $30 a day or $3,000 a day? You should be checking it. Um, if we're speaking though to a business, like a larger business, a practitioner that has employees, you should be outsourcing this kind of work. It is very time consuming and technologically advanced. And so there really isn't a reason why the owner of a business should be doing this themselves.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because I think so often therapists want to bootstrap things. They want to find the cheaper way to do it, and then
No,
oftentimes they do
the
it.
cheaper way
Yeah.
is the more expensive way. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but
No, no,
don't
no, please
do
do.
that. The cheaper way is the most expensive way. Like, I mean, have you ever tried to fix like some plumbing issue and then it broke, so you have to hire, a plumber anyway? The closest correlation to Google Ads that I can think of is your finances. And so once you reach a certain level in life, you want a fiduciary to look over your finances, your investment accounts. Are you doing things the right way? Because active trading is the number one way for people to lose money.
Hmm.
And so don't listen to those people who are like, I made so much money on GameStop. Active traders lose the most money of everybody in stocks. And so you don't want this to happen in your Google account. If you can afford it, outsource it.
So important. Now, when you're looking for someone to outsource to, you said make sure you have the budget for someone to find. Like, let's just take someone who wants to dip their toes into Google Ads. And so they may be a solo practitioner, small group practitioner, maybe even a large group, but they're like, I think I want to do this. Like, what kind of budget should they have per month in regards to all in? So the amount that you're paying in Google Ads and that you're paying someone to monitor and manage the Google Ads.
That's a tough question because it depends on the scale of the business, right? It's what you can afford that is the right budget. But don't be afraid to spend. Okay, let's say you have a group practice. So you're pooling together some resources. Spend 1,000 a month on the management and 1,000 a month on ads. It seems like, it's a 1-to-1 ratio there. It's well worth it. They're going to be in charge of reporting, making sure your phone is ringing, making sure all the clicks are driving value. Some people in if we're talking a larger scale practice or even a therapy focused software or a platform, they're spending 50,000 a month and they're paying their agency $5 to $10,000 a month to set that up. So it really does span a huge range. If you're a solo practitioner, I would recommend start with $100 a week for a month. See how many phone calls that gets you.
Yeah, and I think it really points to understanding really basics of business that therapists aren't taught.
Yeah,
Understanding the lifetime value of a client that, if you're charging, $100 a session and the average person comes 12 times, and looking at, okay, what kind of revenue is coming in from, every new lead and knowing your numbers of for every 10 phone calls I get, do I get 10 intakes or do I get 2 intakes? And, really understanding conversions and lifetime value, average sessions. Are people referring individuals, to say, if I'm going to spend $400 a month on something, how do I make sure I have a return on investment on that? And those are things that were never taught in grad school. And so for a lot of people to think that way is a big jump for them, but when they start to understand it, like, hey, my average lifetime value is 2 grand. So if I spend 100 or $200 to acquire one new person I wouldn't have got organically, like that's a really good ROI.
Hmm. Very good. If you have a lifetime value of 2000 and you spent 200 to acquire them, you're at a 90% profit margin. So that's very good.
Well, and I think that would actually be really realistic for most therapists. Like if you think about, charging 100 to $200 per session, do your folks come, 10 to 15 sessions when they come for therapy? Do they come for 3 months, 4 months for therapy weekly? I mean, we're in a business where the lifetime value of each customer is pretty darn high. And so understanding that and then looking at, well, how many clicks would I have to get one new client? Oftentimes like those are the kind of numbers I'm seeing from some of our consulting clients.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think over time as your reputation grows, therapy is very much a word of mouth business. So as your reputation grows, you will rely less and less on paid ads.
Mhm. Well, I want to dig a little bit into a case study. You were talking before we got rolling that you were helping a friend of yours with her therapy practice, and would love for you, in the last little bit here, to share, what was she trying to do? If people want to fill up their practice quickly with Google Ads, to maybe go through that case study just a little bit of what you and your friend worked on. What did the results look like? Because I feel like that real life case study can be so helpful to help people visualize themselves in growing their practice.
Sure. I have a friend who practices EFT. Does that ring a bell for you, Joe?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure everyone listening
I
would be like,
didn't, I don't
"Oh,
know.
EFT, yeah."
I don't know. That's it's not my world, but EFT, it's I think a hot topic, and that's what she focuses on. And she wanted to attract couples who want this as their solution, EFT. And so I think she had maybe 5 slots that she wanted to fill throughout the week. And so I spun up a Google Ads account for her. She's my friend, so I wanted to help her. And then we did location targeting so that we can attract people in our town. And within the month, she was fully booked. And just running on terms like EFT near me, couples EFT counseling near me, really did bring in the right profile of couples that she wanted to work with. You want a high quality set of clients too, right? Someone who's in it to transform their relationship. That doesn't happen overnight. So she did get quite a few phone calls, and within the first check-in I asked her, like, how's it going? She's like, oh, I actually shut the ads off because my practice is full.
Wow, and in general for her, how long did that take, from when she turned it off, and how much do you think she spent to get
One
those new
month.
clients?
I
1
think
month.
1 month. It took 1 month, and it took her to get the new. I mean, how much did she spend? I don't know, maybe $200-300.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you figure 5 new clients at, even on the really low end, at $100 a session,
Mm-hmm.
that's $500 just in intakes, and that would be, nobody charges $100 a session, so wow, so
Yeah.
first month, she's paid herself back for that, and then those are ongoing clients.
Yeah, and so now she has this beautiful engine that she could turn on and off at will, right? She's like,
Mm,
oh, okay, so I'm looking to graduate. And it's such a positive thing. I'm looking to graduate 2 couples. So she has some time open. Chances are by now she's getting so much word of mouth that she doesn't need to run ads, but she could turn them on at will.
mm. Well, Sharon, the last question I always ask is, if every private practitioner in the world were listening right now, what would you want them to know?
Thank you. Thank
Love it.
you. Thank you for the work that you do. Um, we are in a world where technology is a glittering lure. And I'm just so grateful for the world of therapists who are out there charging to heal people's hearts. We live in an over traumatized society. So thank you, thank you, thank you for the work that you do. Um, you have a service that forms a powerful bond with people. And so I just want to encourage you. If everything I said on this call was like overwhelming, too technical, I just want to encourage you. Watch the YouTube video and keep going. Go ahead and sell yourself on using Google Ads because you are worth the investment. You will transform people's lives.
Mm. So good. And I know you have a free ebook for people. Also, if people want to connect with you more about Google Ads and other ways to market, where should we send them?
You could email me info@sagedigi.com. That comes directly to my inbox. Email me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. We'll put it here in the episode or on Facebook. But I really want to invite, in September, I want to give back. And so if there are people listening who serve an underserved community through therapy, email me and I'll give you a free hour of Google Ads consulting. I could probably give 5, 6 hours in a month. And so the first 5, 6 folks who call me or email me, I'd be happy to help you.
That's so amazing, Sharon. Thank you so much for being on the Practice of the Practice podcast.
What a pleasure. Thank you so much, Joe.
Makes me want to jump back into Google Ads because I paused that when I had my little snafu. But that idea of figuring it out well enough to be able to say, yeah, like that right there is working, and I'm going to turn that back on or turn it off. There's so many people that are wanting help with starting and growing their private practices, that to find those keywords that people are searching and turn it on and off. I'm definitely ready to do that. And this time it's probably not worth it for me to do it. Not probably. I listened to Sharon. It's not worth it. I should not be doing that with my time. So what a great lesson today. What a great kind of teaching. Hopefully you are going to jump into Google Ads as a way to fill up your practice quickly. Also, Level Up Week's going on right now. If you did not register for Level Up Week, make sure you do so you get access to those recordings. If you're not in our memberships, you'll get access to those for about a week after Level Up Week. And if you are in our memberships, you not only get access to this Level Up Week, but also March's Level Up Week as well. So tons of amazing teachings there that you'll get access to. You can head on over to practiceofthepractice.com/membership if you want to be able to see which membership is right for you. Again, these are not going to open again until March. And so figure out if you're in solo practice, if next level practice is for you. If you want to start a group practice launch would be for you. If you own a group practice, then group practice boss is for you. And if you want to start building passive income, writing books, membership communities, public speaking, taking these clinical skills and going big, then Audience Building Academy would be for you. All of that information about our membership communities is over at practiceofthepractice.com/membership. And just a reminder that on Monday, I'll be offering those Q&As about the membership. So if you aren't sure, you can come hang out. We have enough people applying at every single phase of practice that we don't need to squeeze you into something you don't need. We'll just help you make the best decision for yourself. Thank you so much for letting me into your ears and into your brain. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Special thanks to the band Silence is Sexy for that intro music. And this podcast is designed to provide accurate and authoritative information in regard to the subject matter covered. It is given with the understanding that neither the host, the producers, the publishers, or guests are rendering legal, accounting, clinical, or other professional information. If you want a professional, you should find one.